I am Hollie Abbott and I was at Roehampton between 2010 and 2013. So it started off a bit of a mixed bag, I guess. I was doing, events, and I was running the student TV station, Fresh TV. And then I slowly sort of started to get work in television as a production runner on various shows. I think my first show was Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners for Channel 4. It was minging. It was great, but it was gross. I was cleaning toilets. It was really glamorous. But then from there, I sort of got more production work. And then about probably 2-3 years into TV, working in TV and productions, I heard about development and kind of using a bit more of my skills, so like writing and editing and being quite creative, and I thought, I'll give that a go. And I've basically been doing TV development ever since, to be honest, just sort of slowly going up the ranks, and now I am director of development at a really lovely company in Cardiff called Boom. So yeah, it's been a fun old ride so far. I do miss Roehampton. I miss the people. Like, I just met the best people. And I still have a lot of those people in my lives. They're like my family now. Like, you really do make family at uni, and I get to see them, but it's not like at Roehampton we were just hanging out all the time. Obviously we're going to class and stuff as well, but you get to see your friends like every day, and it's just the best sort of 3 years really of just being the most sociable you could possibly be, whilst obviously studying very, very hard. But yeah, I do miss it. I miss the kind of, and Roehampton's so small as well. You just walk around and you're like, hey, like it's just a lovely place to meet people. And I think everyone who goes there seems to have like a similar vibe as well. So it really is like a community feeling all the time. And definitely when you're kind of thrown into the world of work, you're like, wait, where have my friends gone? Like, I can't just hang out in the SU or like in the bar. And so yeah, that's definitely like the biggest thing I miss, is like a total lack of responsibility probably. This is going to be like the most Cornish thing I've ever said, but like the bar is definitely like where I sort of lived. I work there, so I feel like that kind of helps. It doesn't make me sound like a kind of perpetual boozer, but it was kind of like the hub of everything. Everyone would be chilling on the sofas, and even when you're working, you're still kind of talking to your mates, which was really nice. I spent a lot of time probably by the lake as well, because I am from it was quite nice growing up, because I grew up in kind of slightly more rural, like Cornish villages and stuff, which I loved. And then coming to London was such a shock. So for me, the kind of greenery and the like beauty of the campus really helped, sort of chilled me out a little bit. So I spent a lot of time sort of on the grounds as well, just sort of mooching and relaxing. And we did a lot of sort of outdoor dancing as well. So, the actual grounds themselves were stunning. So that was a real kind of bonus, I think. But probably the bar and outside, I'd say, the two sort of main areas, and the dance studio, but that was kind of course related. So. I think it was a real turning point for me, because I loved dance. I really did enjoy it, but I came to it quite late. So it was never like a sort of, from when I was tiny, this was what I was always going to do. I've always sort of gone with the flow, I guess. Like, I've always wanted to either entertain people or be creative in whatever form that kind of comes. And the nice thing about the dance course was it really diversified. It's not just dance. Like, you really do look at the kind of creative world, the world of theatre. I did lighting, like tech lighting, and then I got into editing and filming through the dance course, which really changed how I sort of, I was like, I'm gonna be a choreographer. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, when you get these kind of stubborn ideas. And actually, it was nice to be introduced to something I never would have introduced myself to. Just through like opportunity, really. Like, it was a real opportunity, but it was just such a fantastic course. The teachers are so open-minded on that course as well. They're very like, you know, find your voice, find your creativity. And I think that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So it really did sort of direct, I think it kind of broke down this perception that I was going to be this one thing, which was really good. And then I think it sort of gave me lots of different avenues to sort of explore. And for a while I was like, oh, I really want to do theatre lighting. It's amazing. It was like, you know, being up on the kind of big ladders and rigging lights, like I thought it was the coolest thing. And then when editing and filming started to come along, like I started to sort of side hustle a little bit, cut people show reels. And then when the job came up at Fresh TV, the kind of year after I graduated, it all sort of came together, I guess. Like, and I do think there is, so I argue this all the time because people are like, oh, you did a dance degree. And I'm like, yeah, but choreography is just editing. You know, it really is sort of what is the next image that you're going to put next to the one before. And I do think those skills kind of match quite nicely. I think like don't panic, because when you panic you make weird or bad decisions, I think. And I was getting towards third year and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And actually just sort of riding it out there's a lot to be said for that, because opportunities do come up, but like also make sure you take them when they arrive. You know, I know a lot of people who've been given opportunities and they've taken them, and I compare that to the people who are like, oh, I don't know. You just don't know what things are going to bring, and that might be talking to someone that you might not think about talking to, or I think you're in a really safe place when you're at uni. Like your mistakes are kind of cushioned a bit, so make them while you're there, like try things. And I certainly did, and sometimes I felt like I made a bit of an idiot of myself because I wasn't the techiest of people, or you know, the best dancer or this or that or the other. Like I was always a bit jack of all trades, but I think you can kind of work with that and actually something will start to shine through eventually. And everyone's journey is kind of individual as well, you know. Just because someone next to you has graduated with a first or whatever, like it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be shooting light years ahead of you. Just take what comes. And yeah, I didn't really have a plan, so I feel like it's okay not to have a plan. I think the next thing I'd really like to do in a few years is commissioning. So that's kind of the other side of the fence of what I do. So I pitch to commissioners currently, but they're sort of like taste makers. They sort of decide what shows get through and go on the channels. I'd love to do that for sort of, you know, a Netflix or an Amazon or an Apple Plus, because I just think there's so much more scope and the budgets are bigger and it's just a lot more exciting. Like I think public service broadcasting is incredible and does such an amazing job, by the way. It's not, you know, there's this shiny new thing. I'm just fascinated by how these like mega machines sort of work and how they make those decisions of like, you know, I think are they surprised when Squid Games suddenly is the most watched thing ever, or do they know that in advance? Like it's almost the psychology of like what people are going to want to watch, and that really interests me, so I'd like to do that. My retirement plan is to have a animal sanctuary, so that's the long term. That might be in 10 years. Let's see how much telly I make.